Welcome back to Old Dog New Trick and episode number 5 of the folding welding table build. On today's episode we are going to make the folding arms to support the table, and while we're doing that we are going to show you a little trick with parallels that I've done. We're going to show you how to quick and dirty find the center of a round tube, rod, whatever, to drill a hole sideways through that in a drill press. And we're going to answer 2 age-old questions from junior high school. So here we go. So I spent a little time over the last couple days getting the parts ready for building the folding arms for the table. And I did have a vision on this. It isn't quite as interesting, as cool as I was hoping it would be, but it's gonna do the trick. So we're gonna start from the bench side. Here we've got, set that down in there. This side will get welded to the bench, and this piece is going to get welded to, I'm gonna cut the head off of that bolt after I get it spaced. That bolt there. And the nut gets welded to the end of this 1-inch tube. We got the second nut as a lockdown nut. So that gives us an adjustment on that one. We'll drill a hole sideways through that for the cotter pin. And in the center, where the 2 pieces hinge together, we've got these 2 plates. These are going to be like cheek pieces on one of the parts. Drilled one of the holes already, and one of the halves will get notched to that. The other one will get the plates welded on the sides. I'm going to show you how I've got this all set up on a milling machine to drill these holes. Got it set up on a manual mill. Then on the wall side, that piece there. So the head gets cut off a bolt again, welded to that ferrule. That gets welded to the end of the square tubing. Then we've got these 2 wall plates that go on the wall, and then we'll have to make one more plate. I need to figure out how far that gets spaced out from the wall before I build that plate. But so the next step will be to drill the rest of these holes in all these plates, drill the sideways holes through the pins for the cotter pins, and then we're going to weld the heads on these. This one will get welded like such. That one, same. This one gets welded to the frame. This part is a spacer. That's the turning part. Here's the washer, and the pin. So let's walk over to the manual milling machine and drill these holes. All right, here's our setup for the drill press milling machine. First little trick, piece of styrofoam in between your parallels. You actually smash that in there. I've got stop set up. I've already indicated the fixed jaw and the stop, so I can get all these parts in there the same. And that piece of styrofoam will hold those parallels out to the side, out of the way, and keep the crap out of the inside of the ways of the vise. So, start with our machining here. That's it for the little cheek pieces. Those are the ones that go on the middle hinge of the support bars. These are the 4 for the wall. Now, they have the same relationship from this edge which I indicated and this edge which I indicated. So I can just keep going. Smash that piece of styrofoam down a little more and keep going. So by use of that styrofoam, kept the parallels against the jaws. And we've kept the crap out of the inside and the ways of the jaws. I don't remember who taught me that trick, but it's a pretty good one. Kind of a rough and dirty removal of the excess material on his plates. Here I'm just knocking those corners down. I'm not going to bother getting too crazy with the mill. I'll make them pretty on the belt. Bought this mill about a year ago. Bought it from it's used in a factory as their rough and dirty drill press. And it was rough and it was dirty. And the fine hand feed didn't work. So this morning I tore it all apart. It appears that some ham-fisted moron had worked on the coarse down feed while the fine down feed was engaged, and it pushed this whole system out right here. So then the little worm gear couldn't engage the gear on that shaft there. I got her working now. So we're doing a little prettying up here. That line I got there. I'm gonna cut away everything above that line. This is part of the middle hinge. Got my feeds and speeds. We're doing about 1,000 RPM on the tool. Out to 5/16 depth of cut and 100,000 step over. The warden recently got after me for chips in the house. Oops. Luckily, I have a collection of lightly used end mills from my CNC machine. Pretty those up just a little bit on the belt sander. You've seen that before, so I'll just do that off camera. We are ready to weld the ends onto the hinge arms. This is what we're doing. So I've got this set up. The flats flat to flat is 80 thousandths narrower than the square tubing, so I've got a 40 thousandths shim here, and point to point it's about, oh gosh, I don't remember what it was, but these shims take care of that. Let's drop this all together. Clamp it all down with some C-clamps. That guy in there. And we can go ahead and tack that in. Now that that's stacked together, take it out of that jig, finish welding it up. Watch your eyes. And we'll weld up the next one. Now we'll do some grinding. Now we can cut the heads of those bolts off and weld on the ferrules. now we will answer 2 age-old questions regarding school. First one, you're sitting in math class in junior high, going through the Pythagorean theorem. When am I ever going to use this, you say? Well, right now. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. For a triangle, 90 degrees. Remember that? Yeah. So, I know that I want to use 24 inches for the long part. So, C squared. Hey, that brings us to the second question. The teacher says, you need to work this out on paper. You're not going to have a calculator with you all the time. Ha! Take that, Mr. Torkelson. Calculator. 24 squared. That's 24 times 24. 24 times 24. 576. 576 is equal to A plus B. Those are the same length. So let's divide that in half. Divided by 2. 288. So that's either A squared or B squared. They're the same. Square root. There we go. 16.97056727. Keeps going on and on. But that's a 32nd of an inch shy of 17 inches. So this isn't machine shop. This is blacksmithing. 17 inches is close enough, especially since I have the adjusters in here. So since we want 24 inches for the long part, I'm going to cut these down to 12 inches each, since they're half of the thing. And then, at 17 inches, that's the distance from the middle of the hinge pin to the middle of where the anchor point comes out. And in the middle of it where it anchors on the wall too. Okay, this is either genius or it's crazy. All 4 of these legs need a notch in them the size of those ferrules. It's 1 1/4 inches, and it needs to be half the way in each corner. So I've got them all set up with the 4 corners, and I've got the bit lined up with the 4 corners, so I should be able to drill them all at once. Let's see if it works. Boy, look at that run out. Thanks, DeWalt. That drill bit didn't like it. It's going now, though. actually seems to be cutting pretty nice. About to poke through. Here it comes. It worked. Check this out. Remember, never have enough clamps, never have too many clamps. It doesn't matter. Anyway, we are ready to weld this together. Hope I did it right. Look at that. So one of the things I wanted to make sure is when it's open, hit that hard stop. Got that accomplished. We're going to have to do some grinding in here to relieve that so it can fold all the way closed. That weld is in the way. But I think we're on the right path. Let's keep welding. now we absolutely have to do some grinding. I think that's going to work. What I lack in welding skills, I think I make up for in my grinding skills. I could be a sculptor. All right. I think it's gonna work. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I have been milling and welding and grinding, and I've had enough. I'm old. And we didn't get to the trick about finding the hole drilling through the round stock, but we're gonna need to do that real quick to put those pins in. So, on the next episode, we will be attaching this to the bench and to the wall and make it all fold up and make it work. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, and we'll see you next time.